Hi there, welcome back to the channel. And in this video I'm going to talk about why you should start a YouTube channel even if there's nobody watching. But you probably watch more videos on this topic, but I will tell you different reasons, so keep on watching and you'll find out. Now, a lot of videos have been made about this topic, and of course it's a video that will be searched for. Why should you create a YouTube channel? There are so many YouTube channels out there, and many small YouTube channels are starting out. People starting out with YouTube channels will have 0 subscribers, maybe get like 20-30 views per video, and yeah, that's basically it for a long time before you might get traction and get more views. Now if you're thinking like, yeah, well, you're the same like that, well, if you watch more closely on this channel, in the about section, you'll see that I have millions of video views. I've had multiple channels like this, all monetized, and I've racked up over 100 million views in all my channels. But I stopped my YouTube career a couple of years ago because it just got too much. It was the constant pressure of creating content. I know that's a problem that you think, well, I hope I have that problem one day. I understand, and that's also part of my story. So why should you start a YouTube channel? Maybe you think like, yeah, I'm thinking about it, but it's going to take forever to actually break through, get monetized, get views, get some kind of audience. And the answer is, that's true, right? It could take forever. Maybe it will never work, and maybe you've been making YouTube videos, creating content, posting content for a long time, and after 100 videos you still get 50 views per video. That's a possibility, but I'm going to tell you why you should start anyway. Well, 2 main reasons. The first of all, the reason why you should do it is because it will teach you a lot. Now, I know a lot of people have been talking about this a lot, so yes, it will teach you things like editing and, how YouTube works, how online marketing works, online video works, of course. But what I want to talk about is just consistency. If you can create, if you can record, if you can post YouTube videos on a consistent basis, whatever that is for you, maybe it's once a week, maybe it's once every 2 days, that's completely up to you. If you do that, it will be a skill that will be extremely valuable in all aspects and all modalities of life, whether in your career, whether in your relationships. Consistency is so important, and you will learn that by consistently posting YouTube videos. But that's not the most important thing, right? It's super valuable, but what the most important thing is that you have to understand that big entrepreneurs, big brands, and very smart people have already warned us for what's to come, what is already happening, but what is to come. We've got AI, we've got YouTube shows that have super high production value, but are also made to rack up views, to make money. With everything being artificial, what the world needs, and it's something, a development that you can see already now growing more and more on YouTube, is authenticity. And I know people be like, oh, I'm cringing, it's authenticity, this guy's talking about authenticity again, but bear with me. In a world where AI and everything artificial, even the big YouTubers with the big shows and everything, people will eventually search for and reach out for authenticity. Gary Vaynerchuk, a big entrepreneur, just said in a recent post on Facebook and on Instagram, is that in the future people will pay real money, big money, just to go for a walk with you and just to have an authentic talk, right? And the same goes for content. there are many channels, and you can look for them, that are posting really authentic content, documenting their life just like this, just talking about subjects that just come up, right? Because you watch the video yourself, maybe you had a conversation at work, maybe something happened in your life, maybe there's a passion that you're interested in sharing, whether it's sports or some hobbies, and just talk about it, right? Don't set up any fancy stuff, just do it like this, just document and post, right? Even without editing, without fancy thumbnails and titles, just post, document your life, and just stay super authentic. As you can see, I just put a camera, which is my phone, up in the car, and I'm just talking. I'm driving. I have to drive anyway, and I thought about this whole thing. I was watching a video about why you should start a YouTube channel, even if nobody's watching. But you know, all these videos, they're saying the same thing, right? You know, building legacy, which is true. Learning skills like video editing and creativity, you know, practicing creativity. Of course, these are all true, but nobody really talks about this other thing, that we are moving into a world that is going to be taken over, and it is already being taken over by AI and all things artificial, that people will, in the future, which is pretty near, will be craving super authentic content. Now, I think everybody who's a little bit interested in traveling and stuff, you know, you have travel programs where like somebody is going on trips with you know, luxury, you know, in luxury hotels, with luxury cars, luxury planes. But there's also where people go on travel programs, they create travel programs where they just, you know, stay with people in their homes, you know, explore the countryside and how people live in a very authentic way. And those will always have an audience, right? And basically that's what your content is, right? I'm watching videos from people in Canada who live somewhere in rural areas, just talk about their day, like what do they do? They go to work, what do they do for work, what do they do for hobbies? They're completely different from me, from what I do, and I think it's super interesting. And those are people who have like 50 views, 100 views. I'm watching videos from this guy who has like a farm, and he's doing things on the farm, and you know, these things will be more interesting as time goes by, as the world gets more artificial. People will long for content that is really, really authentic, without editing. Just put your camera down and talk, you know, maybe talk about some stuff that happened to you in the past. Maybe there's some things you've learned. I mean, my channel is mostly about the things I've learned. I'm old, right? I'm Generation X, right? So I'm already, you know, far up in my career. I've had several businesses. I built businesses from scratch and sold them. You know, I'm a parent. I have teenage kids. So there's a lot for me to talk about, right? I'm into sports. I do competitions all over the world. So I just put my camera and record, and I just talk, right? It's not any editing, you know. It's basically just cutting off the beginning and the end, so you know, you can just watch the video, you know, in a way that's, you know, easy to watch. But that's about it, right? I just post it, put down some tags, and just go with the flow, you know. Again, I have to drive right now, okay? So I just put down the camera and I just talk to the camera, and normally I would listen to a podcast or something. But the last thing I want to say is, I understand listening to podcasts, watching hundreds of videos about starting a YouTube channel, optimizing your videos. Trust me, you can optimize all you want, you know, with tags and keywords and titles and all of that. Look, YouTube is just huge. It's big. It's humongous, right? So if you just start a YouTube channel, your videos are going to be lost in a sea of millions and millions of videos, and there are hundreds of thousands of videos coming being uploaded every week. Like it's so big that the chances of you being discovered, and having a large audience right from the first couple of videos is going to be, it's delusional, right? It's the chances of it happening are so small. But if you just document, and if you think like, hey, I'm going to build on a library of my story, my authentic story, the things I'm doing, maybe moving from one place to the next, buying a new car, things you want to talk about, things you experience, things that you're passionate about, right? And just record and upload. Record and upload, and do that consistently, of course. Eventually, you'll have hundreds of videos, and they're about you, right? And even if you want to take it a step further, and if you use your real name, let's say you come to my company for a job, I'm the senior recruiter, I'm going to Google you, right? I'm going to Google you, you'll come in for, I don't know, in a marketing position. Oh, cool. So I read your letter, I look at your resume, and then I Google you, and then I see, hey, this person has a YouTube channel. It's got 300 videos. Wow. And I could look at a couple of videos and have a very good idea of who you are beyond your resume, beyond your letter, even beyond the interview that we're going to have. Because I can just watch your videos and see who you are. And maybe you do silly stuff, but you also have videos where you really talk about, some things that happen to you, or some things that you are passionate about, or you know a lot about. So yes, that eventually is going to be it, right? Maximizing your humanity in a world of AI and all other artificial digital things, right? Which will always be the most perfect version of whatever they're doing, right? So maximizing your humanity, maximizing yourself as a person in a world where everything's artificial, and that authenticity that is you will bring you a lot in the future. I am 100% sure. Again, people like Gary Vaynerchuk, there are other people who talk about this all the time. This will be something that you can build right now. You can grab a camera and just record about this video, record your thoughts. And maybe you're thinking like, hey, nobody's going to watch that. Nobody cares. It's not about that. It's not about views right away. It's not about subscribers right away. It's about building a YouTube channel, building your library of authentic stories about you, about the place you live, about the places you go to, about your hobbies, about your passions. That is what you're building. And of course, this looks a lot like entrepreneurship. And for the people who know me, I'm an entrepreneur. I built businesses from scratch, and I sold businesses, and I still run an online business next to my successful online business, next to my day job, right? Entrepreneurship is the same. You build, you build, you build, you build, you build, you build. If you think you can start a business and make a lot of money right from the start, trust me, it's not going to happen, and you're going to be really, really, really disappointed really fast, right? You build, you build, you build, and you fail, and you assess, and you start again, etc., etc., etc. And over time, that thing that you invest all that time in, and money and resources and patience, and that will eventually, maybe not, but probably build up to something valuable, right? Value is not always money, right? Imagine, like, one of the reasons I'm doing this is when my children look back at my videos, they will have a really good idea who I was, the things that I'm thinking about, the things I talk about, what I'm doing, right? So that's also a part of that documentation, but that's part of the legacy stuff, right? But I'm talking about the other stuff. Maximizing your personal humanity, your personal stories in a world, the world we're going to, of an artificial world. Let's keep it at that. So I hope this was helpful. And if you share my views, or if you have questions, or maybe you disagree completely, let me know in the comments below. It's always nice to see some comments. And yeah, this is what I talk about and what I do. I just talk about the things I'm doing and the things that I experience in my life, and I talk about them with you, sharing it with you on my drive and talks. I hope this was helpful, and I hope you have an amazing day. Thank you for watching.